What if I told you there's an investment out there that promises guaranteed lifetime income, but it's been called a scam that only benefits the person selling it? Would you be interested, or would you run the other way? Well, today we're going to break down annuities, and I'll provide you with the facts so you can make a more informed decision.
Welcome to the Ask Ralph podcast, where listening to an experienced financial professional with over 30 years of experience can help you make sense of confusing questions, current headlines, and industry trends about taxes, small business, financial decision-making, investment strategies, and even the art of proper budgeting. Ask Ralph makes the complex simple by sharing his real-world knowledge from a Christian perspective with all things financial. Now here's your host, Ralph Estep Jr.
Welcome to our Financial Friday show. I'm so glad you chose to join us. I just want to thank you for listening and, more importantly, supporting the program. It's a beautiful Friday here on the farm, and I'm coming to you from the Saju Accounting Studio. Let me put on my podcaster hat and put down those overalls. And yes, I do actually wear overalls when I'm out working on the farm. And let's move that adding machine to the side. Let's get to some financial wisdom from a Christian perspective. Today we're tackling the complex world of annuities. Annuities seem to have a bit of a mixed reputation out there. Some tout them as an excellent way to receive guaranteed income for life, but others call them exorbitant scams that only make money for the insurance agents who sell them. So what's the real truth on annuities? Can they have a place in a wise Christian investor's portfolio? Or are annuities just trouble that should be avoided? By the end of today's episode, if I do my job, you'll understand exactly what an annuity is, the pros and cons of investing in them, who can benefit the most from them, and whether some of the criticisms about annuities are really valid. Get out your notebooks, folks. Class is in session. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and join our email list. You do that at AskRalphPodcast.com so you don't miss tomorrow's show. We have the great Dave Jackson, Hall of Fame podcaster and Dean of the School of Podcasting, and we're going to discuss how you start a podcast for your business. Or let's say you're one of those people that has a passion for something. He's going to talk about how to create that and make a podcast out of it. It's a great interview and one you don't want to miss. We also just launched an insiders group on Facebook, and I encourage each of our listeners to join the group to continue the conversation from the show. It's a great place to share your ideas for the show. We're going to have some episodes coming up where we got those directly from that group. It's a place to discuss your triumphs and also talk about your challenges. I'll have a link to the Facebook group in the show notes today. Let's ground ourselves today in the Bible verse. It comes from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11, and says this: "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." As we discuss annuities, which can be complex financial products, these are not simple, folks. We'll explore whether they are wise investments that gather money over time or dishonest schemes that dwindle savings away. Let's start with a simple question. Ralph, what is an annuity? Well, simply put, an annuity is an insurance contract that provides guaranteed payouts either immediately or in the future. There are really two main types of annuities. That's an immediate annuity and a deferred annuity. Immediate annuities start paying out quickly after you invest your lump sum. You give an insurance company, say, $100,000, and every month they send you guaranteed payments based on that amount, your age, and other factors. These payouts usually last for life. Deferred annuities, on the other hand, let you invest money for years before the payments start. They operate in an accumulation phase where you contribute funds that grow tax deferred. It means you're not paying tax on those monies as you put them in there. Then at some point you switch to a payout phase where you receive routine income. Deferred annuities have surrender charges if you try cashing out too soon. This is something you have to understand and watch out for. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. Now, within these broad categories of immediate and deferred annuities, there are many other more specific types, so we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today, or we'll be here all day, and you will definitely zone out. Just know the world of annuities is complex with lots of variations out there. Okay, so now we've got a general idea of what an annuity is. Let's dive into some of the benefits they offer. The number one advertised pro is providing reliable, guaranteed income for as long as you live. Folks, that's the true selling point of what an annuity may do for you. This appeals to our human desire for certainty in an uncertain world, and boy, we are in uncertain times. You don't have to worry about outliving your money in retirement. if you have an immediate annuity sending you checks every month, especially if your annuity has cost of living adjustments that increase the payouts to keep pace with inflation. So yes, there are annuities that will adjust the amount of payout you receive based on inflation. Another advantage is the death benefit many annuities offer. Let's say you pass away after only receiving annuity payments for 5 years out of a potential 30-year payout horizon. Some annuity contracts will pay your heirs the remainder of those payments you never got to collect. It's almost like life insurance in reverse. And if you have health issues already, you can qualify for certain annuities even if your insurance company won't give you traditional life insurance. So that's something to consider. For deferred annuities, the benefit is their tax-deferred growth potential while you're in the savings accumulation phase. Just like a 401k or IRA, you avoid paying annual taxes on any gains your annuity investment earns. They are deferred. This gives your funds more room and time to potentially grow faster to give you larger future payouts. Now, there is a wide range of investment options within deferred annuities as well, from conservative bonds to aggressive stocks. So in theory, they can align well with most investors' risk tolerances. However, annuities definitely have their downsides. Number one is their notoriously high expenses through surrender charges, mortality fees, expense ratios, and their management fees. Agents selling annuities make big commissions, and those costs are passed on directly to the consumer, unfortunately. Some annuities come with 10 to 12-year surrender charge periods, so if you need your money during that initial decade, you'll face stiff penalties, potentially eating up 10% or more of your original investment. Payout rates can also seem very low for what you put in. Here's an example. A $200,000 immediate annuity for a 60-year-old may only spit out $1,000 per month. And due to low interest rates the past decade, even rates on fixed annuities aren't so attractive anymore. You may lock into just 3% annual returns. Another con is complexity. Annuity contracts come loaded with all sorts of conditions, all sorts of clauses and exceptions and moving parts. It's easy to get lost in how exactly they work, and shady agents often exploit that confusion to oversell inappropriate annuity products to buyers just looking for guaranteed returns. Okay, so who can actually benefit from owning an annuity given these pros and cons? Well, annuities can serve a role primarily for two groups of people: newly retired folks looking for reliable retirement income and investors who desire downside protection. If you've recently stopped working and need to map out cash flow streams to replace your employment earnings, an immediate annuity could make sense. Just don't put 100% of your nest egg in one, maybe 25 to 50% tops to cover fixed expenses, and combine it with Social Security, with your pensions if you have them, and withdraw some other investments. You ideally want multiple income sources to give you flexibility. And that's true whether this be a discussion of annuities or any other type of investment. For deferred annuities, someone that dislikes wild investment swings also could be a candidate if, and this is a big if, the product's benefits outweigh cost within your timeline. These products do provide solutions for principal protection, not always available in the stock market, but here's the truth, folks, you may sacrifice some gains for that added security. So you've got to know exactly what you're getting into and how surrender periods or penalties limit making changes down the road. Finally, let's tackle this question floating around out there. Are all annuities essentially scams benefiting only the insurance agents? I hear this all the time in my practice. The short answer is no, but with some caveats. Annuities themselves are legitimate products approved in all 50 states that can absolutely help certain buyers achieve financial goals like low-risk retirement income. But, and this is a big one, shady agents absolutely do take advantage of unwitting seniors, overpromising benefits while hiding costly traps in the fine print. These people earn sky-high commissions and face little accountability when the products fail expectations years later. Annuities aren't inherently bad, but complex contracts combined with conflicting agents' incentives absolutely lead billions lost by consumers due to inappropriate recommendations. So wisdom is vital when considering these vehicles. You've got to know the pros and cons, study all the fees charged and how they eat into returns long term, and here's the truth, folks, vet any agent thoroughly before moving forward. Taking time up front could spare you major disappointment later. All right, my friends, let's do a quick recap. Today we've covered what an annuity actually is, As we said, it's an insurance contract for guaranteed future payments. We talked about benefits like lifelong income, death benefits, and tax-deferred growth. We talked about those downsides like high costs, low payout rates, and confusing complexity. We also discussed the best target buyers being recent retirees and those who are conservative for protection of their investments. And whether all annuities are scams, no, but abuses absolutely do happen. If you're considering an annuity, weigh carefully whether guaranteed income is truly worth reduced investment performance in the long run. You've got to thoroughly analyze all fine print and fees and talk to an advisor not being compensated for selling you that product. Annuities can be appropriate tools sometimes. I am truly not a big fan of these, and I'll tell you that's my bias ahead of time. But they require much diligence given intricate trade-offs. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to gain financial wisdom and discernment as faithful stewards. Please visit AskRalphPodcast.com for more back episodes and handy resources. Also, share this show on social media and other areas so that we as Christians can make wise financial decisions and align money matters with our faith. And as I always say, stay savvy out there, my friends and saints, and God bless you.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.